The Utica cast. Tonight's football game is the Utica Chieftains at 3-3 and the Creuse North Crusaders at 0-6. I'm Mike Robinson and happy to bring you the telecast of the Utica Chieftain football this year. And I am going to be joined throughout the evening by a couple of guest commentators as we begin the game. It looks like Utica is going to kick off, and I am joined by John Burdich. Is that right, John? And let's see if John's got his microphone on. Well, while we attend to John's microphone, the Utica Chieftains are going to kick off, and deep to receive for Creuse North. Oh, looks like we're going to have an offside penalty. Let's set the game a little bit for you. The Chieftains are 3-3. They go to a tough Stevenson game next week at Stevenson. Tonight's their homecoming game. Coach McElrath, before the game, was concerned about just concentrating on an 0-6 team. Creuse North is outmanned. They've got 9 players that go both ways. In 4 of their 6 losses, they've been leading at halftime, but they just wear down. So they've got a couple of strong backs in the backfield. Will Lewis, senior. He's been playing varsity since he was a freshman. 2,000-yard rusher going into this season. And he is back to receive along with Eric Lewis. And this is going to be Will Lewis. And he is brought down at his 22-yard line. John, do they have your microphone up yet? No, they don't. Well, the Creuse North is going to come out and start their first series on offense from their own 21-yard line. And at quarterback is going to be number 15, Robert Giles. He's a 5'9" senior. And he's also their second leading ground gainer, so we can watch for him to carry the ball a lot when Will Lewis isn't carrying the ball. And in the backfield, Giles bringing him up in the backfield is Will Lewis. And it's a pitch to Lewis. And he's got a hole on the right side. He's going to be taken down after about 3 by... Couldn't see who's at number 82. Scott Sheridan, I think, was in on that tackle. And it's going to bring up a second down and about 7. We've just begun the Utica homecoming game for 1997. Giles bringing him up under center. And another pitch to Lewis to the other side, and he's going to be met right there by number 40. Number 41, Doc Trumbull, comes up to make that hit. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. And the Utica defense is looking stingy so far. Robert Giles brings his team up. Lewis is a quick Lewis again to the right side, and he is brought down there for about a 2-yard loss, and that's going to bring up 4th down, and the Creuse North Crusaders are going to be forced to punt 3 and out. Good job by the Utica defense. Back to receive for Utica could be number 31, Rocky Bisbee, and number 1, Matt Nowicki.
Tackle for the Chieftains, number 22, Patrick Simano.
And a punt for...
Back to receive the punt for the Chieftains, number 31, Rocky Bisbee, and number 1, Matt Nowicki.
And he gets the punt away. It's a good spiral, and that's going to be Nowicki. And he's going around the right side. He's got a little room. He may be gone. He's going all the way. Oh, we got a flag, and Nowicki is going to be all the way in for a touchdown, but that may be coming back because there's a flag on the play. And everybody's pointing toward it. That may be an illegal block that's going to take away a Utica touchdown here. Let's see what the call is. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a clip against Utica, and that's going to negate a touchdown by Matt Nowicki on a nice 58-yard punt return. And that's going to put them in a hole all the way back into their own territory. So that hurts on the first time that Utica touches the ball. Although I guess one could say that he may not have scored the touchdown without the clip. It still hurts. To have a score like that taken away. That would have really sent Utica with some momentum. So they're going to take off. They're going to start with first down and 10. Ball on the 46-yard line. 9:49 left to go in the first quarter. This is Utica's first possession. And we've got number 7, Dan Engelhardt, quarterback. And this is first carry for Rushke, and he jukes on the outside. He's in trouble now, and he's going to be brought down for about a 3-yard loss for Jeff Rushke.
Marker by number 24, Jeff Rushke, tackle behind the line. Number 70, David Creuse.
Well, now I think we have John Burridge's microphone up and running. John, how are you?
I'm all right. How about you?
Good.
That's good.
And John, a former player for the Utica Chieftains. You know these guys pretty well?
I know pretty much all these guys pretty well. They're a good bunch of kids. Really high expectations out of these guys from Coach McCowarth. I mean, they got a good squad coming back from last year, and they're proving it here in the MAC Red now since they got moved up in the MAC White. They're a strong team, especially on that line. Good backs, and they got a great quarterback over there. Dan Engelhardt switching on with Chad Hoddle.
Well, that was a nice 12-yard pickup by Jeff Rushke to bring up a third down and short. And Rushke really has come on this year. You see right there the end of that play.
Oh yeah, Jeff's a real hard runner, probably the leader of this team.
And Engelhardt under center. And this is a Rushke again, and he may be close to the first down.
Number 24 is Jeff Rushke on the carry for the Chieftains.
We're going to have to see whether where the spot is. And he's going to be about 6 inches short. That's going to bring up fourth down. And Coach McElrath is not putting in the punt team. He's going to go for it on 4th and short.
I believe it's a smart move by Coach McCowarth. Knows what he's doing. Got a real good solid line that can bust it right up that middle, especially with Rushke in the backfield. He's a very unpredictable runner. Can bust it outside very easily with his speed, just like that.
Well, it's exactly what he did, John, is he busted it outside and picked up the first down to the Crusader 43-yard line. And that was just straight-ahead power football.
Exactly. That's what Utica is pretty much known for, is that power, straight ahead power football. Occasionally they'll hit you with that nice little counter or that sweep to the weak side.
Well, Dan Engelhardt brings his team up. And he's got Rushke and Kuzmano in the backfield. And this is a quick hitter. I think that's Zender.
Dan Zender, he's a junior on the team. Really hard hitter, great defensive linebacker, and one heck of a guy as a running fullback.
And he picks up about 5 on that. It's going to be second down. Actually, about 4. It's going to be second down and 6. And Coach McGarwood told me before the game he just wanted to play straight ahead football. Nothing fancy. Have the guys go out there and just wear this Crusader team down.
That's where McCowarth comes in handy. He just loves beating these guys up on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, another quick hitter to Zender, and he's going to be close to the first down. And Rushke was in motion. And that's going to bring up third down and about a yard. And Utica is driving here on their first possession. 6:30 left in the first quarter, no score. And we've got a third down and 1. Brian Prentice out wide right. Zender's now split out. And this is going to be Rushke off the right side. He's got the first down. He's brought down there by big number 78, Zach McNew. He's a 6'5", 280-pound defensive tackle. And I'd hate to run into him too many times. He's a pretty big boy.
Oh yeah, he's one of the best. I mean, I've seen him play last year and this year, and he's one of those guys that you just do not want to run into.
Now Kuzmano in motion, and there's a kind of a fumble, and Engelhardt, I think, was able to get right back on it. It looks like that play just was out of sync right from the beginning. And
oh yeah, you'll see McAuliffe get on that center for that one. That's one of the most important aspects that he points out. The center and the quarterback exchange are the most important plays in football.
Well, and how often do we see a new quarterback or a new center come in and immediately they have a fumble or something like that? You're right, and the turnover after beginning drive is no way to start the ball game. Well, Engelhardt, now he's got a second down and 12, and back to Rushke on the left side. He's got a little bit of room, and he's going to pick up the first down, and he's down to about the 18-yard line, and Jeff Rushke was one hand tackle away from breaking that one.
Yeah, you got to hit Jeff Rushke squared up and head on. If you don't, you're not going to get him down with those hand tackles because he has amazing speed once he gets on that open field.
Well, that brings up another first down and 10 for the Chieftains, and their ball is going to be on the L'Anse Creuse North 18-yard line. And notice the Chieftains haven't yet passed the ball. It's just grind them out football.
Well, they're going to keep on beating them up till they stop it.
And there's Rushke again off the right side, and he's going to pick up about 3 or 4. Actually, a little bit more than what we thought.
Looks like around 7.
Yeah, excellent first down run. That's going to ball's on about the 11-yard line. Second down and 4.
This is where you find out if you got a football team right here down in the red zone.
And that's Zender right through. How Power running. He's in for the touchdown. And Utica goes ahead 6-0 on just straight ahead Power football right down the field after the punt return was called back. And that tells you that they're ready to play.
That's what I said before, Dan. They're Bob Zender. He's one of those hard guys to get down. He's very powerful, very, very powerful in those legs. You're not going to get him down with those arm tackling. You got to hit him up straight. And that's, like I said, Coach McCall is going to keep on beating them up in the middle until they stop it.
And that's Rushke with the extra point, and the point is good. And with 4:09 left to go in the first quarter, the Utica Chieftains 7, the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders nothing. Well, that's a fairly impressive start to the game.
Oh yeah, it is. McAuliffe likes coming out. He's going to hit you where you know you're going to be hit, and you're going to find out from that line of scrimmage if you guys are going to beat Utica with that first play of the game and the first drive, and usually that sets the tone for the Utica's team. Right now we see them going up 7-0 and be expecting a pretty hard-nosed game from Utica.
Well, John, when Utica starts a drive, we hear so much talk about the scripted plays, the first 20 plays or the first 15 plays when you get to the college level, NFL level. Is the same kind of thing when you're in practice during the week with scripted plays like that? You know how exactly you're going to start the game?
We know exactly how we're going to start the game. McAuliffe usually works on one play, says this is the play that we're going to hit him off with the very first time. We do it. If it doesn't work, well, we have another play that back up. And if that works, we keep on hitting him with that play, then so on and so on and so on. Now, L'Anse Creuse has a really good running back, Will Lewis. Really, he reminds me a lot of Jeff Rushke. Really blazing speed. Both of them last year were rivals just last year in track competition in the 100-meter dash.
Well, and Will Lewis is going to have this kickoff return, and he is brought down there on his about the 30-yard line after really not much of a return. I couldn't catch the number of who got him. That may have been
Looked like a whole bunch of them to me.
Yeah. And that's going to be first down and 10, and the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders starting their second possession. And ball on the 21-yard line. And so Robert Giles bringing his team up. Will Lewis, this is fake to Lewis, and Giles rolling out to the right. Remember, he's a runner, and he's almost got, he may have the first down.
You got to watch out for these L'Anse Creuse Northmen. They're very fast in the backfield, where Utica somewhat lacks in their defense.
You mean in the speed category?
They're very much in the speed category. They got L'Anse Creuse North backfield. They have men that are very, very fast. We know them from track. The kids, high school people know them from track. They're very fast, known as their fast relay teams. And they're coming back here in this L'Anse Creuse North backfield, where it's very, very effective when it comes to the open field.
Well, this is Giles, and he's got a little quick hitter, and he is hit right there by number 75, Daryl Zube. What do you think of Daryl? He's a pretty big boy.
Daryl Zube is very big. He's a good friend of mine. He's the most polite guy. He's like one of those gentle beasts off the field, but when you get on him, on the field, you do not want to go against him.
Well, Daryl is got him listed at 6'4", 260.
He might even be bigger than that.
And Giles and Eric Lewis and Will Lewis. And Giles has got the ball in a little pitch. This is Will Lewis, and oh, he's speedy. He's got the first down, and he is out to about the 47-yard line.
He's dangerous in that open field. You got to get him. You have to get that guy. Will Lewis is very dangerous. Great running back, too.
Well, we saw there that on the pitch, the defense forced the quarterback to pitch it, and then Lewis just cut through the defenders, kind of holding the ball out there a little iffy.
Oh, yeah, you better tuck that. You want to take a little turnover. Not this close to Utica.
Well, there's Giles rolling out to the right. He's going to keep it and run, and he's going to pick up about 6 before he's brought down there by Doc Trumbull and 2 or 3 other Utica Chieftain defenders.
Looks like to me it's going to be a all-out running game here. You got L'Anse Creuse North, which is very speedy. And you got Jeff Rushke, very speedy also. I mean, this is going to be all-out battle going for the yardage on the ground.
Yeah, we haven't seen a pass yet tonight.
Not at all.
Well, it's going to be second down and about 2 on the Utica Chieftain 46-yard line. And Giles back to throw again. There's our first pass, and he's got a completion out to number 11, Brad Patrick, and he picks up the first down to the Utica 36-yard line.
That's what I think L'Anse Creuse North is going to have to do, mix it up a little bit, just not keeping to that ground game. I mean, they're going to have to pass it on Utica to get them off their toes.
Well, as I talked to head coach Jim Stroh before the game, one of the keys he said was to use their quickness.
They got that. They have a lot of quickness back there, and their specials men back here like Will Lewis and their skill people.
There's a little quarterback. That's not really a quarterback sneak. That's a design play for that quarterback to take it up the middle.
You don't want to let him get out in the open because he got that speed. He has that speed.
And that's going to bring up second down and about 5. Very effective first down running by both teams here so far. And Coach McElrath can't be too pleased with his defense. The second go-round, North seems to be moving the ball on him.
Oh, yeah. Very effectively, too.
Well, number 20, Joe Spadafora. This is Lewis again, and he's got a stiff arm, and he's going to have the first down and more. And he's finally met over there by number 31, Rocky Bisbee, but not before he picks up the first down to about the Utica 21-yard line. And fast first quarter, 1:09 left in the first quarter. We have only had one pass, and that was a completion. The clock hasn't really stopped for any reason.
Well, this is where I think Utica's defense is going to step it up right here within the 20. I think this is where we're going to find out if Utica really wants it or not.
And Giles, high pitch to Lewis. He carries that like a loaf of bread and still picks up about 2. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Ball down to about the 19-yard line.
Ball set number 25, William Lewis, Crusaders. Looks like the line for number 41, back.
And, you know, if he continues to carry the ball that way, I don't know how many fumbles he has this year, but eventually somebody's going to knock that out of there.
Well, those linebackers are going to come up and stick them really hard, and that ball's going to go flying. That might be a turning point for one of these teams in any time of this game.
Okay, we've got Spadafora in the backfield along with Lewis, and this is another option, and the quarterback, Giles, is going to keep it, and he's wrapped up there by 3 or 4 defenders again. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8, and you're exactly right, John. They've kind of stiffened as the ball got inside the 20-yard line here.
That was really good coverage on that option play there. I think Utica knows that they don't want these guys to score, and they're really sticking it hard-nosed to them.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter, and the Utica Chieftains on their homecoming game are in the lead, 7-0 over the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders. We will be right back with the second quarter action.
And Jill Glenn. I'd like to thank those ladies for coming out and cheering with us for the first quarter tonight. We'll be getting the rest of those cheerleaders here as the night goes on.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We are back for second quarter action. L'Anse Creuse North is driving, 3rd down and 9. And Giles moving out to his left. And he's thrown into the end zone. And, oh, knocked away there.
That was broken up
at the last minute by Mike Condon with a great play, defensive play to save a touchdown.
Giles pass broken up by number 18, Mike Condon.
And that's going to bring up a 4th down and about 9. And it's a little too far out for field goal range. It would put the field goal at about 38, 39 yards. Yeah, Condon just came over and knocked that one down and really saved a touchdown. And we've got flags on that. Something's not going right. And let's see what the call is here. It looks like it's illegal procedure against L'Anse Creuse North, and that's going to back them up 5 more, and it's going to make it 4th down and, about 14. Probably not a bad idea to go for it here, because punt's only going to net you a few yards if you hit it into the end zone.
That's true.
And Giles rolling out, and he's going to pitch it to Lewis, and he's fumbled the ball. The ball's loose, and Utica's recovered the ball. Is big number 70, Tony Engel, I think, is the recovery on that. Tony just fell on the ball, and the pitch was just kind of thrown out there, and Lewis just couldn't catch up with it.
Again, that was good coverage on the option play by Utica, showing us that they really want this ball back and they want to score. We want to make it a good homecoming here for us, and we want to see a good homecoming as well.
Okay, Engelhardt brings his offense back out. The Utica defense applied that bend but don't break principle, and we've got some movement there on the line. And that's going to bring them back 5 yards, and they will start with a 1st and 15. And that's got to be kind of disheartening for L'Anse Creuse North, because they ran the ball really right down the field, but then as soon as they crossed the 20, the Utica defense stiffened, and they couldn't go any further.
Well, this will show how much guts they got going down this field to show how bad actually L'Anse Creuse wants it now.
And Engelhardt, handoff to Rushke. He's got a hole, and he's going to be out over the 1st down marker before he's finally knocked out of bounds there.
He looked like he was getting hit out of bounds by Giles.
And Giles hit him out of bounds, but I believe he was able to pick up the 1st down. No, let's see where they're going to mark where he went out. It's going to be second down and about 2 to go.
Charles.
Actually about 1. And Engelhardt, and this is Kuzmano, it looks like right up the middle. No, that's Rushke again. And he picks up the first down after picking up about 6. They had Rushke lined up in the kind of the... Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was Bob Zender. Where was Rushke?
Rushke's still there back in the backfield, and the tackler on that play was Brian King.
34, you're right, you're right.
Well, my apologies to Bob Zender. He scored that touchdown, and then I missed his ball carry on the first down. So we've got Zender in the backfield. And that's again Zender right up the middle. This is just power football, John.
There on the tackle is David Creuse, showing that he does not want Utica to go past that first down mark. You can see as David Creuse came up on that hit there.
And that brings up a second down and about 4. And Utica once again has yet to throw a pass. Coming out here and just their offensive line's doing the job. Engelhardt, this is Rushke again. He's got some room around the left side, and he's got one man to beat. Oh, and he's knocked down by number 87, Darren Hancock, but actually Hancock had hit the ball out of his arms.
We're talking about Lance Creuse North losing the ball. Well, Utica just got a poke out there too and got a lucky break by the sideline being right there. So I guess Utica just as well better be just as keep that ball in that right hand and keep on going forward.
Well, and Engelhardt brings his team up. Ryan McCoolidge wide right. And this is another just straight ahead running play. And I believe that's Pat Kuzmano on that carry.
Yeah, Eric Osborne was on that tackle there with 3 others. I mean, there's so many going at him. I mean, it was good pursuit.
And Engelhardt yet to throw a pass. And this is Kuzmano again, and he's going to be down close to a first down.
Eric Vanderheck was on that tackle from behind, running right after him, right down that line of scrimmage after Kuzmano.
Well, it's third down and about 2, and they certainly seem to be in 2 down territory here. They're too far out for a field goal, and so they've got 2 cracks at it. And the way they're running the ball, I would expect them to just continue with more of the same.
But don't be surprised if they pull up a little pass play.
3-16. Go, go, go.
And this is Rushke around the right side, and he may not have the first down.
Rushke was sworn by number 84, Eric Osborne, and number 55, Justin Warnack.
Well, that's going to bring up 4th down, and he may have actually lost about half a yard on that. And we're going to see now whether they continue to run the ball or on 4th down from on the Lance Creuse 32-yard line. Tight formation. Rushke and Kuzmano in the backfield, and this is going to be Rushke. He's hit in the backfield, but he spins free, and I think he may have enough for the first down. He bumped into Engelhardt as he was during the handoff, and yes, he does. First down, just excellent second effort by Rushke.
Number 20 there was Joe Spadafora, caught up with Rushke, and Rushke span away from number 87, Darren Hancock. It was good pursuit on Darren, but you have to remember, he has to really wrap up shop to bring him down.
First down and 10. And here's a little pitch back to Rushke. And he's got some blockers out there, and he's finally brought down, but not before he picked up about 4 or 5 yards. Another good first down run for the Chieftains.
Number 87, Darren Hancock, again on the tackle. This kid's going everywhere. He knows where this ball's going. He got good pursuit angles.
Well, and he's a pretty big kid, 6'1", 175 senior.
Looks like a good athlete.
And second down and about 5. And 3 receivers off to the right side, and this is Kuzmano right up the middle, and he's still bulling his way. He's got a first down and more, and he's down to almost the 5-yard line. He's actually going to be about the 8-yard line of L'Anse Creuse North. That was just straight ahead power football.
Again, power through there, and finally the man who brought him down was number 23, Eric Lewis.
And that's going to be first down and goal for the Chieftains. Ball's going to be on the 9-yard line. And I think that triple receiver kind of had L'Anse Creuse North thinking. But and this is Kuzmano right up the middle again, and he's got another 4 yards.
Kuzmano there was brought down number 15, Robert Giles, and number 74, Eric Vanderwing.
Well, this looks like some plays right out of the Michigan State playbook, the way that they're just pounding this ball, and their offensive line is just doing an excellent job.
Hard-nosed football.
And we've got second down and 4, and this is Kuzmano, and he's going to be just short of the goal line.
But there he was stuffed by a host of L'Anse Creuse-men. Like, first of all was David Creuse, and again, number 87, Darren Hancock.
And the ball is going to be on about the 6-inch line, it looks like, in third down. And there's Kuzmano, and he's over for the touchdown. And the Chieftains take a 13-0 lead and have yet to throw a pass. This is textbook football. McElrath must be happy.
I bet you he's very happy.
He won't show it till after the game, but
Exactly.
I imagine he's happy at this point.
Exactly. Got a feel for those kids out there. Imagine all these bumps and bruises they're getting for all these hard-nosed football they're playing out there. Good game, good football.
Well, these L'Anse Creuse North Lancers at 0-6, if they get down a couple touchdowns, they're going to be fairly demoralized.
That's true, but I think they got a bunch of athletes there. They just won't give up. They'll come at them.
Oh, and the extra point is blocked. And
that was Eric Giles.
Eric Giles blocked that. He was in there.
Or Eric Lewis, my fault. Eric Lewis got that block kick.
Well, and the extra point fails, but Utica is still in the lead, 13-0, with 6:03 left in the second quarter. And I think if you're L'Anse Creuse North, the way that the Chieftains have controlled the line of scrimmage and just ran the ball right down their throats the first 2 possessions, you have to be a little worried.
Oh, yeah, but I think they should stick to their game plan by running it right back at them.
Yeah, they did have some success on their last possession until they got down in the red zone.
Yeah, they did. Like again, they had to mix up those plays. They still had to throw those balls and have to run the same thing. But in order to get Utica off the toes, is what you got to mix it up.
Well, number 5, and we don't have a number 5 on our roster, but whoever it is, he's going to kick. Number 5 is Jason Kolofsky. And he's a soccer player, and he nice kickoff, and this is going to be Eric Lewis, and he's on his feet, still on his feet, and he's all the way around out to about the 35-yard line. Nice return. And it's going to be first down and 10, and the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders going to have their 3rd crack at it. And this game moving right along, 5:50 left in the first half. Well, tell me about homecoming week. Is homecoming week as big a distraction to the football players?
No, they know how to keep it, within themselves. I mean, they have a good time as well as concentrating on the football team, on the football game.
And here's a little fake handoff, and he's got a completion out there. We got a flag on the play. That's a completion, I think, to Darren Hancock.
Michael Condon takes him down. They threw him off guard again on that little dump pass.
Well, this is going to come back. And it looks like an illegal motion on L'Anse Creuse North, and so a nice first down pass play is going to be for naught, because it's going to be first down and 15. Well, that was Darren Hancock, who you said he's quite an athlete. We saw a little bit there. He went up and caught that in traffic. Was able to pick up about 15 yards. Unfortunately for L'Anse Creuse, it's all going to come back. And Giles' pitch, is going to be a little reverse. It is going to be reverse, and Eric Lewis is nailed back there.
That was Aaron Lambert. That big boy, he saw that all the way, all the way.
And Aaron Lambert was ready for it, and that's another about a 5 or 6 yard loss. There was no fooling the Utica defense on that one.
Aaron Lambert is a house. You got to really go wide around Aaron Lambert to fake him out.
Well, and Lewis had nowhere to run because he had to take that reverse handoff, and first thing he saw was Lambert right there. So second down and 20. And Giles, a little screen pass out to Lewis, and he is hammered right there, I think, before the line of scrimmage.
That was Scott Sheridan on the read. That was a great read on Scott Sheridan's part.
Yeah, he came right up there and really stopped Lewis before he had a chance to even start running.
Looks like this Utica defense is really stepping up to the plate now.
Third down, he actually lost a yard on that. Third down and 21.
Now they're starting to throw the ball a little bit.
Well, they are, yeah, they're doing what you said, John. They're trying to mix it up, but the Utica defense really is not letting them have any successes. And here's Giles back to throw. And his man's covered. He's going to have a little dump off there to number 11. Oh, great tackle there by Matt Nowicki. The receiver was Brad Patrick, who caught that, and he is down. Nowicki just hammered him, got him right in the hip, and
that looked like a little David and Goliath match up there, and David won.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's his knee or, but he was really hit hard by Nowicki. And here we can see it again. And Patrick caught it, and oh, I wonder if his cleat got caught in the turf a little bit. Nice clean hit. Looks like they're looking at his left leg. And there's Nowicki. He's looking over there. And Patrick is up, and he's walking, so that's a good sign. He'll be back.
Yeah, L'Anse Creuse is a bunch of athletes. They won't give up on that little hit. They'll be back. They'll be fighting and fighting and fighting. They won't let Utica win easily.
Well, they've only got 19 players here. We see this hit one more time. This will be one that Nowicki's going to want to put on VCR at home, because he hammers him with a textbook tackle. And needless to say, that was third down, and this brings up a fourth down and about 16. And L'Anse Creuse North is going to punt, and the official is going to call a timeout.
Nowicki had two good plays today. We had a punt return by Nowicki and a great hit by Nowicki.
Yeah, that punt return by Nowicki was called back for a penalty, but it was an excellent run. He'd like to have another one here. He's back deep. And they kick away from him. Oh, no, he's going to run up and catch it. And he trips right as he crosses the 50-yard line. He gets down to about the 46. And the Utica Chieftain offense is going to have great starting field position.
Nice play, Andy. Mikalev tripped up Nowicki there.
Yeah, Nowicki looked a little charged up from that hit. He caught the ball right on the run, and he was ready to go for another touchdown. But
I'm sure he was. I bet you that adrenaline was pumping.
Well, 3:21 left in the half. 13-0 Utica. So far handling these L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders. There's a pitch back to Rushke, and he trips a little but stays on his feet and gets about 5 with a good first down carry.
He's brought down by Brian King again. He's been all over the field lately. Good linebacker, he looks like.
Well, and we're under the 3-minute mark of the first half, and Utica is yet to throw a pass. And here's Rushke again, right up the middle. He's close to another first down, depending on where they spot the ball. And they may spot it just short of the first down.
Rushke is brought down there by number 74, Rick Vanderkar.
And that's going to bring up about a third down with really less than a yard to go. And this is Rushke again, and he's still on his feet. He's got the first down and more. He's going to run away from them. He made down for a touchdown, and Jeff Rushke in for the touchdown on a 37-yard touchdown run on 3rd and 1. And boy, we saw Rushke just accelerate away from the defense there.
Told you, he's a threat in that open field. I mean, they had him in the backfield, but they just did not wrap him up.
And it's really just meant to be off the left side and pick up that first down, and he just bounced off of the tacklers. And then when he got to the outside, he really opened the gap between them. And they're going to probably go for 2 here since they mixed that extra point before. That's what they're going to do.
We got to get that kid over to him.
It's 19-0 Utica, 2:05 left in the first half. And here's a pitch back to Jeff Rushke, who just had that big touchdown run, and he's going to be in the end zone. The conversion is good, and that makes the score 21-0. The Utica Chieftains having their way here on homecoming football. And the Utica Chieftains at 21-0, 2:05 left in the first half. And here we can maybe see, this is going to be that 3rd down play again. And boy, it looks like he was caught inside in there, and he bounces it out to the left. And then he just accelerates. The North defender had the angle, and he just couldn't catch up with him. And Rushke just put on the afterburners. And we've known for a couple of years that he's speedy. We didn't know he had such great moves until this year. He had a lot of playing time, and he really started to come of age.
They expect a lot out of Jeff Rushke. He's one of the leaders, captains of the team. Kids, lower classmen, sophomores and juniors look up to him. He's a great example for a lot of kids.
Well, I just find it amazing that they've yet to pass the ball.
Macau's going to beat them up on that line till they stop it. They're going to be bumping and bruising. They're going to be soaking tomorrow, is what I know. Here we go from experience.
And here's a kickoff, a little squibber, and it's still loose out there. And luckily, number 84, Eric Osborne, fell on it, but that ball dribbled around out there a little longer than what you'd like to see.
Condon almost got his hands on that one. Luckily for 84, he got down on there.
Well, L'Anse Creuse North has their work cut out for them. They're down 21-0, and they're really kind of being manhandled. Their defense is being manhandled. And other than one drive, their offense has not been able to really mount much of a threat.
Won't be surprised to see some trickery come up now.
And Giles with Lewis in the backfield, and Giles is back to pass, and he is going to be rushed. And Lambert almost had him, and he's still running, and he's still on his feet.
Well, B.J. Carmick got a leg on him, and a host of Chieftains just piled up on him.
And I think after all of that, he may have picked up a yard or two.
That was a great athlete. That's a great athlete out there, scrambling through all those men. That's individual status right there.
Yeah, he did it all himself because it looked like he was going to have to take a sack. And I believe after all that, it's second down and about 9.5. He ran about 50 yards. And look at this, just second effort. And Giles back to pass again, or no, this is a punt. Well, that wasn't Giles. Yeah, the left-handed throw kind of tipped it off for us up here. We're right on top of things.
That was Eric Osborne.
Eric Osborne. I wonder if Giles was shaken up on that last play.
Oh, Utica with the good coverage.
And let's see if Giles comes back in or if Osborne's going to stay in at quarterback. Yeah, it looks like Giles is going to come back in. He must have been shaken up on that scramble.
Takes a lot out of you, swarming away from 11 people.
And Giles under center. And it's a little quarterback draw, and he is going to be stopped after about a gain of 2, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And L'Anse Creuse North is going to be forced to punt.
Tony Engel and Bob Zender on the tackle there.
Although I don't see the punt team come in yet.
Clock's still running with 33 seconds left of the half.
Well, and what they may do is let the clock run down as far as they can, take the penalty, and then punt. They want to give the Utica offense the least amount of time possible to try to do something. And we're down to 12 seconds, and that's going to 11 seconds is going to be the delay of game on L'Anse Creuse North, and that's going to back them up 5 yards. And it's going to be 4th down and about 12. The ball is going to be on their own 34-yard line. And now the punt team comes in. Deep for Utica, Rocky Bisbee, and number 1, Matt Nowicki. Oh, almost blocked it. We're going to have a penalty, I think. I guess not. I don't know how you can tackle the kicker and not get a penalty on that one.
Maybe got blocked into the kicker.
It could be. It may be what they called.
Well, that kick really didn't get him that far away from their normal spot.
Yeah, the kick was really a poor one. It went out of bounds, and Utica's going to have the ball at their own 42-yard line with 4 seconds left. Now we'll see. I think Coach McElrath would like to go through the first half without throwing a pass, but here's the perfect time for the Hail Mary. And number 12, Chad Hoddle, coming in. He's going to play quarterback for Engelhardt. Does Chad have a little stronger arm?
Chad's a sophomore. Yeah, I believe he has a stronger arm than Danny. A little bit more weight on his bones. That's his nickname. Danny's nickname is Bones there.
Well, and Hoddle back to pass, and it's going to be incomplete, and that's going to end the first half with Utica thoroughly dominating this homecoming game, 21-0 over L'Anse Creuse North. We will be back with the second half right after this.
Met a girl called Lola, and I took her back to my place, feeling good.
They ran out of hot coffee.
will see Creuse coming around and trying to scoreboard. The sophomore float, the drive entry. The sophomore float, please get a move on. Behind the sophomore float, we have sophomore court representative Erica Wenzel and Deep Figueroa. You'll exceed 101 Dalmatians of the juniors. Next in the red car we have junior representative Gina Perini. And playing in the game tonight, junior representative Al Grimm. WBC is a senior float. Behind the senior float, we have senior float representatives, hopefully in this order, Andrea Cushman, and playing tonight, Scott Sheridan, Julie Smith, and playing in the football game tonight, Mike Dickerson, Sandy Rayner, and football player Pat Cusimano. Jenny Tweezer and Dave Robinson. Alyssa Halter and Rick Stepso. Becky Ponta and football players Jeff Rushing. And Laura Bennett and Dave Dolan. Now some very important results here from Spirit Week. First, we're going to announce anyone who's from this year. Whoever that was the most amount would win in the two classes. Any pounds for one, any silver deducted by one amount, and it will be found among the defense. In third place, with minus 16,340 points, the seniors. In second place with 7,418 points, the sophomores. And in first place with many awards, the juniors. Now those floats you just saw. The results of the float competition. The float this year was chosen by a group of dignitaries from around the area. In third place, the sophomores.
Back, everybody, and we've got a fumble on the opening kickoff of the second half, and I think Pat Cusimano was able to come up with it. And we are back on Shelby Cable's production of Utica High School Homecoming 1997. 11 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third quarter. 21-0. And first down and 10, the Utica Chieftains on their own 19-yard line. And a handoff. This is Rushke, and he is brought down at for about a 2-yard loss. And that's going to bring up second down and about 12. And Chad Hoddle coming in, it looks like, at quarterback. Going to get the sophomore a little work here. There's a little bit of the moon. Is that what they call a harvest moon, I believe? And Chad Hoddle in at quarterback, pitch back to Rushke, and he's around the left side, and he's going to get back to those 2 yards that he lost. And the L'Anse Creuse North defenders coming out here look like they're ready to play.
Well, something coach has said that ignite some flame on those guys. Those guys are coming out firing today. This half, I mean.
Okay, we got some noise in the headsets. And Chad Hoddle, there, that's better. I think Chad Hoddle out here, sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, his first year out, coming out of Jeanette. There, he was a good quarterback here. He's looked at not as a sophomore, but as another leader of the team.
Go. And a little fake, and that's his first throw, and it's almost intercepted. Intended receiver out there, number 82, Scott Sheridan. And you could see Chad Hoddle's got quite an arm there. He just winged that ball.
Yeah, Robert Giles almost picked that off there. Again, these L'Anse Creuse Northmen here, these guys are athletes. They're not going to give up. They got a whole second half to play.
Yeah, that hit him right in the numbers. He probably wishes that he could have that one over again. A little high snap to Rushke. He gets the punt off. And, oh, great Utica bounce. Going to be down to about the 40-yard line. And it almost hit number 26, Tony Morelli. He was down on coverage. And very quickly, 3 and out for the Chieftains. And L'Anse Creuse North going to start the second half with good field position.
Well, let's see if Utica can answer back with a good defensive stop. L'Anse Creuse North came out with a great defensive stop. Let's see if Utica can capitalize on that.
And it looks like we've got a different quarterback in there. That's number 84, Eric Osborne. And he's a lefty. He's back to pass, and this one's going to go deep for Giles, and Giles has got it, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. A little trickery to start the second half. Robert Giles, the Norma quarterback, was split wide left, and Eric Osborne just went back and threw a 60-yard bomb, and the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders get on the board.
These guys you cannot take lightly. These guys are going to come out firing. These L'Anse Creuse North coaches came out saying something to them to ignite that flame.
Well, when you got athletes on your team, it only takes a big play, and they're capable of making a big play.
Well, this is something weird you don't see often at high school level.
Kind of a little fake two-point conversion, and Giles is going to run it, and he gets it. And that's going to make it 21-8. A little two-point. That is kind of interesting. The whole team goes wide right, and just the snapper, the holder, and the kicker, and they snapped it right to Giles. Here's a replay. And we can see a good pass by Osborne, and Giles was behind the defender by about 5 yards.
And there's that speed from Giles. So like I said before, that backfield. He's coming from the backfield. Those L'Anse Creuse boys have speed. They have a great, intense speed.
Well, in the way that Utica dominated that first half, boy, you really had to guard against a letdown at halftime. And so far here in the third quarter, it appears that there was a little bit of a letdown. The offense didn't click on the first possession. The defense got burned on the first play. That may wake them up a little bit.
Yeah, you guys keep their heads up. Right now they're a little sagging with their heads down. They have to keep their heads up and play the game like they were in the first half.
And deep for Utica to receive this kickoff. We've got Charles Wiles back there. This may, go right to one of the up man.
That's Daryl Zube.
That's Daryl Zube holding that loaf of bread there.
Look at him go.
Oh, boy. If Daryl's not careful, he's going to be in the backfield there pretty soon, because he carried a couple of guys with him after he got hit.
Oh, yeah. He was the house. He's bringing it all.
Well, other than the fact he was holding the ball like a loaf of bread, he'd be pretty formidable coming out of that backfield on short yardage.
Surprisingly, as a lineman, he's very quick for his size.
Well, that's true. We'd have to take him off the line to do that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would.
Well, Hoddle still in there at quarterback, and that was number 44, Bob Zender, and he is brought down for about a 1-yard loss.
Eric Osborne clogged the hole for nowhere to go, and that's when the Swarmer Lance Creuse came up hitting hard.
Well, Chad Hoddle began the second half. Engelhardt, I don't believe, is hurt. He's on the sideline and could come back in. And we've got a handoff to Rushke, and I tell you what, that Lance Creuse North defense is fired up. Those same holes that were there in the first half aren't there any longer.
And Mike Giannin came up at number 66 coming up. It's the first we heard of him today.
And that brings up 3rd down and about 12. And here comes Engelhardt back in the game.
I wonder what you say to a team that's down 21-0. Whatever it is, we should go ask those coaches over there at Lance Creuse.
And 2 receivers wide right. Rushke in the backfield. And this is Rushke. And he's around. He's got some room. He's got the 1st down and more. And he's still on his feet down to about the 35-yard line. And Engelhardt comes in, and they bust off a big play, and all they did was hand off.
Yeah. Rushke's going out to the outside where he's deadly at. You got to cut off those angles of Rushke.
Yeah, once he gets to the outside and can turn on that burst of speed.
Yeah, you don't want to see him bouncing out to the outside because that's where he's dangerous.
And we've got 8:30 left in the 3rd quarter. 21-8 Utica. 1st and 10, ball on the Lance Creuse North 45-yard line. And here's Jeff Rushke again. This time he is hemmed in behind the line of scrimmage and taken down for about a 2-yard loss.
Eric Osborne again on the hit.
Osborne, of course, with a big touchdown pass, a 60-yarder.
Guy seems to be everywhere in this field.
Now Hoddle back in, 2nd and long. Coach McGilrath shuttling his quarterbacks. And Hoddle is going to keep it himself and go around that right side. And he's going to be brought down there by Darren Hancock. And Hoddle just couldn't get around the corner.
Hoddle should have busted it up in that first seamer he saw, and he took it outside. Little sophomore error there.
It seemed as if he had some running room and may have tried to get outside when really should have taken the 2 or 3 yard gain and busted up. Well, that brings up a big, long 3rd down. 3rd down at about 13. And that's Rushke in motion. And it's a pass out to Rushke. He's got some room, and he's got a lot of room. He may be gone. He's gone. Touchdown, Jeff Rushke from Dan Engelhardt. And just like that, the Utica Chieftains get out of their second half doldrums.
Well, that's one of Utica's favorite plays there. They want to keep Jeff Rushke out in that open flat. And with that great speed he has, he's very deadly, like I said before.
Well, excellent blocking on that play once he caught the ball, and Jeff Rushke just turned on the afterburners, but he had a clear path because his teammates were out there doing their jobs. And it looks like they're going to go for 2, 27-8. They'd like to have that their lead increase back to 21. And here's Rushke. He didn't make it.
Big number 78. Zach Mentz. Looks like he clogged up the hole.
Well, and that makes the score 27-8. And the Utica Chieftains still in command. 7:05 left in the 3rd quarter. And really, a big play here may help the Chieftains out. They've been looking kind of stale since halftime, both offensively and defensively, but they come through on a big 3rd down and 12 for a long touchdown. And they're going to kick off. It was a 48-yard touchdown pass from Dan Englehart. Jeff Rushke. And deep for L'Anse Creuse North is number 23, Eric Lewis, and number 20, Joe Spadafora. And the kick goes deep. This is going to be Spadafora all the way back to his 5. And he's going to get it back out to about the 25-yard line before he's brought down by 3 or 4 Utica Chieftain kick coverage guys. So
big hit was from B.J. Carmack and initial stop.
Well, now we'll see if this defense is charged up a little bit from that big play.
Well, that big, nice touchdown run there, or pass, is a big energy booster for the Chieftains.
We'll see who's in here at quarterback. It looks like Eric Osborne again in at quarterback. He's, of course, threw the long touchdown pass. And he's going to throw another long one, and he's got a guy out there, and this is intercepted.
That's Mike Legato.
And Legato's got it. He's still got the run back, and he's going to be down all the way to his 15-yard line. And another big play by the Utica defense. Mike Legato got the interception and returned it about 40 yards. And as the second big play for Utica in the second half. And they're going to have the ball all the way down to the 16-yard line of the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders.
I think this is where Utica comes in and really puts a pounding to them. This is a big turning point for the Chieftains here.
And Hoddle is going to be back in at quarterback. Well, Legato was back there just playing center field, doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing, and the pass was just kind of floated up there.
Looked like they were in zone defense, and Legato just broke to the ball very well.
And Rushke, this is in motion. Hoddle has got the ball handed off to Zender, I believe.
Looked like he stumbled off the handoff there and kind of tripped up at the line.
And that's going to bring up second down and about 10. .6:22 left in the third quarter. Ball's on the 17-yard line of the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders. And it's a Hoddle, it's a keeper, and he's going to pick up about 4. And we got a penalty flag, late flag. That's kind of in face mask territory. No, holding against Utica. Boy, that flag seemed awfully late for a holding call.
Oh, yeah. You'd expect a flag that late coming from a face mask against the defense.
And that's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 25-yard line. And it's going to continue to be second down, but it's going to be second down and, oh, about 19. Hoddle's in there at quarterback. Kuzmano and Rushke in the backfield. Ryan Mikulich split wide left. And Hoddle back to throw. And he's got a completion. That's 82, Scott Sheridan, and he's going to be short of the first down, but picked up a lot of that back.
Utica mixing up the plays, doing a good job of it. Passing, running. It's really confusing the L'Anse Creuse defense here.
Well, that gets them back third down and about 2, so they nice 16-yard gain on that play. Otto, keeper again, and he is wrapped up there about the 5-yard line. And he's going to have enough for the first down, it looks like.
Well, Eric Osborne came up on that hit against Chad Otto.
Well, they had a 2nd down and 19, and were able to convert it to a 1st and goal. The ball's going to be on about the 6-yard line. And so Hoddle getting some great experience here.
Hoddle got some playing time in the previous games, done a really well job. He was in there against the Eisenhower victory and performed very well.
Well, we're going to be calling his name for the next couple of years. He's only a sophomore. And fumble. Oh, let's see who's got it. And it looks like L'Anse Creuse North came up with a fumble. And you called it earlier, John, is that exchange between center and quarterback so important. Certainly cost Utica a chance to score here.
Yeah, Mr. McCall probably is going to get on those linemen and quarterback. So one thing you can't stand is a loose quarterback exchange from the center.
Well, they do have L'Anse Creuse North pinned down in their own territory at about the 7-yard line. And Osborne still in at quarterback, and it's a pitch out. This is to Giles, and he may have the ball almost ripped away from him there.
It was Doc Trumbull on that good read. Really came up for the stick.
And at basically no gain, about 2nd down and 10. Ball on their own 7-yard line. L'Anse Creuse North got the ball, and once again, excellent read by the Utica defense, and this may be a loss. That was Giles on the carry. And they did talk about Will Lewis has been hampered by some injuries this season, and that may be what's dictating a little bit of the quarterback change and getting Giles the ball out either as a receiver or a running back.
That'll hurt a team, especially a defense as smart as Utica's here.
Osborne brings his team up. He's back to pass out of his end zone. And got a strong arm there and overthrows the receiver, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt out of the end zone.
You could put on a strong defensive hold there, going back in the zone coverage.
So that brings up 4th down and 10. 2:46 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Utica in command, 27-8. And Giles is going to be punting out of his own end zone. Snap is good. The kick is good. And this is going to be Charles Wiles, I think.
Looks like Rocket Bisbee.
And he's going to be brought down about the 30-yard line. And Utica's going to have excellent field position. Even though they turn the ball over, they're going to have great field position here in the 3rd quarter.
McCall will be very upset if Chieftains here don't capitalize on this nice little turnover here.
First down ball on the L'Anse Creuse North 29-yard line. Now let's see who's in there at quarterback. Chad Hoddle. And he's got Guzmano and Rushke in the backfield. Ryan Coolidge wide right. And this is Rushke again, left, and he's going to pick up about 2.
Todd Mitchell came up on that play really strong. You got to be expecting Rushke to get the ball. That's what they've been capitalizing with.
Well, I would think the L'Anse Creuse North coaches at halftime, John, probably said, stop the run.
Pretty much just stop Rushke.
And stop Rushke, that's right. Here we can see this play again. And he protected the ball well. 1:55 left in the third quarter, and here's Jeff Rushke again. Oh! You just get the sense that on every play he could break it.
He has the capabilities of doing that and probably much more. He seems to have eyes and all around his head. I mean, he finds those holes and just breaks them with great speed.
And that's going to bring up third down and about 3. Ball on the 21-yard line. Prentice wide right. And Hoddle back to throw, and he may have been, he was intercepted there by number 62, Todd Mitchell. That was a tipped ball. It kind of bounced off of Scott Sheridan and the defender, and number 62, Todd Mitchell, was right there. So 2 turnovers down in the red zone for the Utica offense.
All I gotta say as alumni here, I mean, Monday's practice is gonna be pretty hectic. Monday's practice is gonna be very hard on these guys. Turnovers are something that McCarthy does not like. I'm not sure if any coach does not like.
Well, in the first half was such a great display of power football. This will actually give some coaching points to McElrath through the week. And here's a pitch back to Lewis. And he is caught behind the line of scrimmage. That was Eric Lewis.
Brought down by B.J. Carmack. L'Anse Creuse North is showing that they have some heart here. They're not giving up. They're giving everything they got.
And that's going to be second down and about 13. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Utica in control, 27-8. Second down, 13, balls on the 11-yard line. And Eric Osborne in at quarterback, and it's a pitch back, a high pitch, and a reverse to Giles. And Giles has got it going around the left side. He's got a little bit of room and a blocker, but Utica reacts well and brings him down after about a 6-yard gain.
Scott Sheridan staying home on that play. I mean, good read. I mean, luckily for the Chieftains, they're playing well, containing. If not, they might have a few mistakes, and they could have busted that one for a touchdown there if Scott Sheridan didn't stay home.
Well, and that's going to bring up the end of the third quarter. The Utica Chieftains in control, 27-8. We'll be right back.
No, $4. I'm gonna go get the bucket. Yeah, go get the bucket and get Jerry up here. That's enough of that.
Welcome back, everybody. 27-8, beginning of the fourth quarter. The Utica Chieftains in control. A couple of turnovers in that third quarter down in the red zone, John. And other than that, you'd have to say this game has been just close to flawless.
That's true. We got L'Anse Creuse North coming in here showing that they have heart and guts. They're sticking out every play, especially on defense. They've been getting those turnovers this half. Utica's been a little lackadaisical on offense, but been strong on defense, also getting a couple turnovers.
Well, and one of the things as we talked to the L'Anse Creuse North coaching staff before the game is they've had problems wearing down. They've got 9 guys going both ways, and by the fourth quarter, they tend to wear down. Now there's a few Utica faithful. I don't, you know any of those guys, John?
No, those are the sophomores.
Oh, those are the sophomores, huh?
Any of those guys.
And here's Osborne back to pass, and he's got his completion for a first down. That's big number 87, Darren Hancock. So they convert on a third down conversion and pick up the first down for L'Anse Creuse North.
They've been pretty successful on those dump plays. I don't know where those backers are coming out of, but those backers better read that number 87 coming up that little path there.
And the chain gang having trouble keeping up there. Now that looks like there's also a penalty.
From Lance Creuse North, what I've been seeing and what I would expect is those options, and those nice little dumps to that Darren Hancock going up the middle there.
Well, at the end of that play, they also tacked on 15 yards for a personal foul. So it's the ball is at the 45-yard line of Lance Creuse North, and Osborne back to pass. He's being pressured by Zube, and he is finally knocked down there by number 54, B.J. Carmack.
Tell you one thing, B.J. Carmack might look small, but when he puts a hit on you, he puts a licking.
Well, he certainly let Eric Osborne know that he was back there, and Zube flushed him out, and B.J. just leveled him. The coach is giving him a little hit as he comes off the sideline. Great play there by B.J. We've called his name a lot tonight.
He's a solid player. He's very strong, agile, great backer.
And that brings up second down and about 17 to go. Ball on the 37-yard line. Fake toss, Osborne back to pass. And he's flushed again. Good strong arm, but overthrows his receiver, intended receiver, Darren Hancock. And that's going to bring up fourth down. And they're going to have a long way to go, 17.
Osborne must be feeling pretty worn down from all these chases he has to go after.
Yeah, he has no time to throw, that's
Not
for
at
sure.
all.
Actually, it's going to bring up third down, not fourth down. Third down and 17. And Osborne back to pass again. Under pressure. Running for his life. And he is going to be, no, he's not going to be sacked, but he threw one up for grabs. And actually, it was caught by Giles, but he was stepped out of bounds, I believe. Well, let's see what the call is here, whether he was out of bounds before. I think they're ruling it a catch, and then he stepped out of bounds, and they actually lost about 4 yards. He'd have been better off to drop the ball.
50-50 raffle.
And that's going to bring up, they lost 4 yards on that completed pass, and that's going to bring up fourth down and 21. Just great defensive pressure. Watch this. Osborne did a great job just throwing the ball, really. That's a interception for a touchdown kind of pass. High snap. Giles controls it, and we've got a flag going to be roughing the kicker. And that's going to be a personal foul, roughing the kicker. Well, we saw earlier they got away with it once, and they just didn't get away with it twice.
Yeah, Sheridan's coming in strong from that right side.
And that's going to be
Roughing the kicker is the call of the Chieftains.
15 yards and an automatic first down on that. And so the Lance Creuse North drive stays alive. 10:30 left in the ball game. 27-8 Utica. Ball's on the 48-yard line of Lance Creuse North. Eric Osborne in at quarterback. Some late substitutions for Utica. And there's a hole there. And at first down for North, that was Joe Spadafora. He's just a little guy, 5'8", 150, but I'll bet he's about 5'4", and 130 because he's just squirted through there, picked up the first down for Lance Creuse North.
Looks like the defense is caught off guard with that late substitution.
Yeah, they seemed out of sync. First down and 10, ball in the 36 of Utica. Here's another handoff to Spadafora, and he is finally brought down after about 7-yard gain.
That was a good hit by Justin Youngblood coming up from the secondary.
And he picked up 7. It's going to be second down and 3 more to go. Osborne back to pass. And he's just behind his receiver. The intended receiver was number 12, Doug Sauer. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 3.
I think Osborne, he had time that time. He's not used to all that time and got a little flush in the pocket there.
He really did not make a very good throw. He's made some better throws when he's been on the run.
I know.
Spadafora, the only man in the backfield. And this is Spadafora with the carry, and there's a fumble there. And let's see who's got it. And Utica's got a turnover of their own to pay the L'Anse Creuse North team back, and they're going to take the ball over on the turnover and stop this L'Anse Creuse drive. And Spadafora was close to the 1st down, but he fumbled the ball when he got in there probably trying to give second effort.
We called fumbles are going to be part of this game in the beginning. I recall like maybe 5 fumbles already, 4?
Yeah, I've lost track, but you can see there, you can see the ball on the ground. I'm not sure if we can see who recovered it. It was like a rugby scrum. I see number 70 in there. Well, Hoddle at quarterback, and that was Zender on the carry. At 27-8, 8:50 left in the game, I think we're going to just see some smash mouth football, especially if they can pick up some yardage on 1st down.
Looks like they're going with a different formation. They're going double tight. They're bringing in, I guess you can say, the 2nd stringers now.
I'm sure Coach McGowan would like to get as many players in on homecoming as he could. And this is our last home telecast. We will be televising next week the Stevenson-Utica game from Stevenson. And they're nowhere to go for Hoddle on that one. They're going to stop him. They never got him down, but big number 78, Zach Mentz, had that one read all the way.
That Stevenson-Utica game coming up next week is going to be a real big test for Utica coming up here, the 1st year in the MAC Red. Stevenson's known to be the powerhouse of the MAC Red, and that's going to be the real test.
Well, and we watched Stevenson handle Eisenhower last week fairly well. And they're we were talking at halftime, they are a tough team. That's going to be a big game for Utica. And there's a hole. Charles Wiles with the ball, and he's still on his feet. He's got the 1st down, and good hard running.
Charles Wiles is one of the most craziest kids you'd ever meet.
Is that right?
This kid, I mean, he's very quick. He really loves the game of football, and he just loves to play. He'll do anything to play. He's one of those kids that, I guess you could say, one of the Rudies of the team.
Well, he gave it his all there, and it was that extra effort that got him the 1st down. Ball on their own 46-yard line. And this is Wiles again, and he's got another 5 yards. And he's going to get a little bit of work here, it looks like, in the 4th quarter. That's going to bring up 2nd down and about 5. Right at the 50-yard line. 6:50 left in the 4th quarter. Utica in charge, 27-8. Hoddle, oh, we may have some movement. Hoddle kind of at a longer snap count that time, but looks like that threw off the Utica line, and that's going to bring it back 5 yards.
You can pretty much say that the Utica Chieftains right now are pretty happy up here at their homecoming game. It's always nice to win your homecoming game because you got the dance tomorrow night, and you always talk about how each other did and talk about the plays, and Talk about the crowd that came here. We got a big crowd here watching Utica tonight. It's exciting. Probably one of the most funnest games you'll ever play in high school.
There's a big crowd. The Utica side of the field is standing room only. And Hotto, this is, I don't know, that is Charles Wiles again. And he has stopped after about 1. We've got a North defender down, number 62, Todd Mitchell. He's, of course, the one who had the interception earlier. And he's hurting, and the officials are going to stop the game and get him out. This player's kind of pulled him up, said, get up here, but he's going to be replaced by number 52, Joe Kipke. Have you noticed the field a little different this year than last year? It looks like it's in better shape than last year by the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, last year we had a lot of rainy games that just tore up the middle of this field right here. This year looks a lot better.
And here's Charles Wiles again. He's got some room. Penalty flag, and Charles just continuing to bowl ahead. They got the first down, but we'll see what's going to happen. I think this was going to come back.
That's too bad. Charles Wiles gave it his all. He always goes out there and gives it his all. He really wanted that first down.
Well, and this is going to come back. That's a holding call. And it's going to come back 10 yards. And so they're going to replay third down, but it's going to be third down at about 15. Negating a nice run by Wiles. Yeah, we noticed at the beginning of the season, John, it looks like they crowned off this field. There's a little bit more of a crown to it than in past years. They added some dirt over the summer and some sod, and it's really held up well. And I think you're right. The fact that we've had good weather all season has helped.
It was real nice. The only one odd time was when we had that lightning storm that one game, and everything had to be called off. That was the only odd part of the season this year.
You're running a streak now. You're running a streak now.
Well, somebody's running a streak, we heard, our sound guys. And here's a completed pass. And the receiver there is number 89, Ryan McSpadden, it looks like. He's a senior, getting a catch here on homecoming day.
Always good to have.
Good throw by Hoddle, and McSpadden comes back to the ball nice and turns it up, makes a couple yards with effort.
What I'm impressed is with the sophomore here, Chad Hoddle playing a good game again.
Well, Rushke got a good punt off, and we're going to get a roughing the kicker because Rushke got hit. And that's going to bring a first down for Utica. The offense is going to get a chance to go back out there. So we've traded roughing the kicker calls here in the second half.
Like I said before, Chad Hoddle, I'm pretty impressed with the way he's performing tonight. He's really not looking like a sophomore. He's more looking like a junior. I mean, this kid really knows what he's doing, has a good arm, good speed, as we saw on those keepers earlier today.
Yeah, he does have a good arm. I noticed that. We see a lot of plays called, it seems, for him to keep the ball and to run. So we haven't seen him break one, but the coaches must know he's got some running ability in order to call those plays.
Well, he's the future of Utica's football team, so everything's in his hands.
And here's a pitch out to Charles Wiles, makes a nice move, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds after about 4.
He was held up there by Robert Giles. Pushed out of bounds by 2 other men from Creuse North.
27-8, Utica in control. 3:33 left in the 1997 homecoming game. Hoddle at quarterback, sophomore, and quick hitter to Zender with no place to go. And that Creuse North defensive line seems to be playing much better in the second half.
Yeah, something sparked in those flames, man. They came out hitting hard. Just not clicking as a unit today. Offensive line's defensive line, I mean, is doing good. Backers aren't coming up and clearing.
Ball on the 40-yard line. Hoddle. Hand off to Zender again, and he's going to be able to pick up Bull ahead for about 5 yards. It's not going to be enough for the first down. That's going to bring up 4th down. And I don't think they're going to punt the ball. They'll probably go ahead and go for it here. 2:30 left in the game, and 4th down on.
Probably going to look at a sweep left, or probably going to go for a little pass.
Well, that's exactly what you called it, and Charles Wiles is still on his feet. We got a penalty flag, but Wiles around the left side, and Charles Wiles is in for a touchdown. Let's see if it's going to hold up. Wiles, great job on the sweep, getting around the outside. And let's see what the call is. And it's going to be holding on the offense. Great sound work there. And Charles Wiles is going to be he's going to have his touchdown subtracted off the books, unfortunately. We've had 2 of those tonight for Utica.
I feel sorry for Charles Wiles. He's putting up a good fight, and everything's calling back. At the end there, you saw Charles Wiles kneeling and praying for something, probably not another flag.
Well, let's watch here if we can pick it up. He got around the outside, broke a couple of good tackles. And we couldn't really see the hold, but Charles did a great job. He's got a lot of speed. Once he got around the outside, there was going to be no stopping him. And we've got a 5-yard penalty against Utica here to bring up 4th down and about 13 yards to go. And a game that was clipping along, John, really has kind of slowed down here with some penalties and turnovers and some pass plays.
Oh, yeah. Kind of mellowed down here. Utica came out hyped and excited.
And Hoddle, the quick, blocked down there by number 88. Pete Rubino knocked that one down. And Hoddle didn't, I don't even think saw him. He was looking at his receiver, and Rubino got in there and knocked that down. Luckily didn't intercept. Let's see if we can see it here.
Came in untouched.
Yeah, he sure did. And so the ball gets turned over on downs, and Lance Creuse North is going to take over at their own 42-yard line. And the handoff to little number 20, Joe Spadafora, and he picks up about 7. He's so little, I think he picked up 7 before anybody knew he had the ball. I was watching the quarterback. Osborne still in at quarterback for Lance Creuse North. And another Spadafora carry. Oh no, that was Eric Lewis, I believe.
On the tackle, Chris Mace came up for a good hit. I think Lance Creuse North wants to get in double digits by the end of this game here.
Yeah, they'd like to put another score on the board for sure. But with 1:13 and them trying running plays, they're going to have to break a long one. And here's a pitch out, Eric Lewis again, and he's going to be brought down after about a 2-yard gain. Well, John, I sure would like to thank you for joining us here in the booth, the last-minute replacement for my normal partner, Bob Boucher, who couldn't be with us tonight.
No problem. We put out a little salute to those JV coaches who suggested this for me. It was a lot of fun. Glad to be here.
Well, we're happy to have your insights, and someone who's been down on that sideline with the Utica team add some insight that neither Bob nor I can add, and so we appreciate you filling in right here at the last minute for us.
Actually a big fan of the show. Watch it all the time as much as I can.
Oh, terrific. Well, 4th down, and this is going to be a pitch back to Eric Lewis. And he's going to be stopped for about a 5-yard loss by number 86, Mike Poma, and 10 seconds left to go, and the ball game is going to be over. Homecoming 1997. The Chieftains are going to come away victors at 27-8. And that's going to make a lot of happy people in the stands. And as you say, tomorrow night's homecoming dance, always a little sweeter if you don't have a defeat to have to wash down.
Oh yeah, you come in there with a much better attitude, happier. Makes the day go by a little bit faster, a little bit more enjoyable.
Well, and so people are getting fired up. We've got the homecoming festivities that are going to happen right after the game. And so the crowd's not going to be leaving anytime soon.
You get to find out who the king and queen is. Always an exciting time.
And Hoddle just kneels down, and the seconds are going to tick off. And for John Burdick, I'm Mike Robinson. The Utica Chieftains have defeated the L'Anse Creuse North Crusaders 27-8 on their 1997 homecoming. We will see you next week from the Stevenson High School field, where the Chieftains will try to better their record to 5-3 and upset the Stevenson Titans. We'll see you next week, everybody. Thank you.
And now we're back where we started. Here we go around again.
Support our sponsors. They make our high school sports coverage possible.
Standing in the middle of nowhere, wondering how to begin. Lost between tomorrow and yesterday, between now and then.